Welcome back to Let's Be Frank. I'm Michael here with my good friend Frank. And Frank, how are we doing today?
We're doing awesome, my friend. I actually had finally a good bet last week. I had Dallas, even though me and you were at the casino watching that game. And what happened? I screamed and yelled and wondered what the heck was going on with Dallas.
Left me there for hours on end to watch your game and
Yes.
watch my Lions lose and piss away another lead.
Yeah.
Or piss away another game, I should say. They never really had the lead.
And you did have Green Bay, too, so I had to watch you suffer through that game, too.
Yeah, gosh, Aaron Rodgers is just, he's just such a joke. That whole team, fire the coach, fire someone, I don't know. They have me frustrated.
Well, watching Dallas have penalty after penalty, and then luckily Detroit had that fumble on the 1 or 2 yard line. I think if Detroit would have got that, they'd have taken me out.
Oh, yeah, when they fumbled that ball to take the lead for the touchdown?
That would have been momentum the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, they forced 5 turnovers in that second half. It was a good bet, though. It won, so that's all that matters.
That's very true.
But as you guys can say, we're doing something a little different here. We're, changing it up, gone to video, gone to a different spot. But, yeah, we might be having a name change here soon. We're going to see on that. We're just tweaking things around. But Frank,
looking forward to moving on with the next
chapter.
Next chapter.
I'm excited too. But let's just jump straight into the picks. You got a couple picks on the board. Let's kick her off with the earlier game, Arizona at Minnesota Minnesota minus 3.5. So talk to us about it, Frank.
I remember. I think it was our first or second week. Matter of fact, I think I took Green Bay against Minnesota, and we had a side bet on that. And I said I would never, ever bet on Cousins the whole year. I just do not like Cousins. He'll probably burn me this week, but I think I'm in a sweet spot right now. I like Minnesota against Arizona at home. Arizona is just not playing like they did last year.
They look pretty good. They're coming off a little mini bye because they were on Thursday Night Football. So, they look pretty good. What can you expect? They scored 42 points. What else do you want from them, Frank?
Well, here's what I'm also looking at. Arizona is giving up 176 yards and points for 156, which is a lot. But Minnesota is playing kind of lights out right now. They have 139 points for it, but points against is 118. So they're playing good defense. And if you remember the Green Bay-Detroit game, they played a good defense in that game, too. Though can't say much about Green Bay because we saw how
they're pathetic.
They've been turning out.
Also, that Detroit game, they came back. It wasn't great defense. It was okay, I guess, considering Detroit scoring, 35 points a game on pretty much everyone. But they just got destroyed by Dallas, and they got shut out by New England. They have injury. I don't even want to get into it. Okay. But, I don't hate the pick.
Well,
but
I don't
I'll
like
be
the
rooting
hook.
for you.
I don't like the hook.
So you're thinking about buying the half?
Oh, I'll definitely be buying the half.
Oh, okay.
I never stay on a.
How I hate buying the half, but you love laying that juice.
Yes, I do.
Frank actually drinks juice every morning.
I do. You gotta see me with the NBA. It's even more crazier. I'll buy 3 or 4 points and pay $1.80 to win $1.
You'd be lucky to get 3 or 4 points in the NBA and lay $1.80.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you can.
But
all right, let's go on to my next pick. Is New Orleans +1. Raiders are they're gone.
Yeah,
their offensive line.
Listen, I like the Raiders, and I actually. I'm staying away from this game, but if I had to lean aside, I'd lean the Raiders. I think that I get that they're 2-4 now, but they're not that bad. They had a tough schedule. They were in basically every game. They blew that Arizona game in the second half. I think that you're discrediting them, Frank. But
I'm just going by watching what Green Bay fall apart. I'm watching the top teams, Tampa, go fall apart. Green Bay, San Francisco. What happened to my boys? I'm going to go into this in a few minutes after we get done with your picks on my my power rating in the beginning of the year, and now looking at the power rating and understanding why we kind of struggled in the first 3 or 4 weeks. But we'll get to that in a few minutes after we get to his picks. But I'm going to go back to my New Orleans pick. Again, they're only 2-5. There's really not much that I can say on this game. I just think I'm in a nice spot again. And I like the pick. Again, the Raiders have just not impressed me. Their offensive line has just been struggling since day one. And if New Orleans can kick it up a step, I think Carr is going to be running for his life.
Here's my thing about that New Orleans game, why I kind of don't really like it that much. It's because, this Raiders offense is good. They have 2 issues, and it's that their defense tends to allow a lot of points and that their offensive line is, has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. But I think that that's not too much of an issue because they can score with basically every team. And I don't know if this New Orleans team can score with Andy Dalton at quarterback or with Jameis Winston at quarterback, which is kind of why I'm off of it. But like I said, New Orleans, like Arizona, had that little mini bye because they played Thursday Night Football. So maybe they come back healthier because New Orleans defense has a lot of injury concerns as well, which
I'm going to throw this game in here. I don't have it up on my board, but I'm leaning toward this game. I just want to hear your opinion of it because I notice you don't have this game up on your board. What do you think about the Giants at Seattle? We live in Seattle. We know that crowd is going to be loud.
Yeah, I know you're going to the game, Frank, and that's why you want to talk about it.
I'm going to the game.
You don't have to
hide
it.
You know I'm going to wager on this game too, by the way.
You got it. I mean, if you're going to a game, you have to wager on it. That's my end-all, be-all rule.
And I've been a Giants fan since I was a little kid, so I can't bet with my heart. This game is tough. I can't believe the Giants are getting 3.
Maybe just play a couple prop bets for fun. I don't know.
All right. So what do you think before we go? Before
we get into my picks, I'll touch on this game a little bit. I struggled making a line for this game. I was looking at it, and I was like, do I want to go pick 'em? Do I want to go Giants -1? Do I want to go Seattle +1, +2?
I put it right to the spread. I put it +3.
Yeah, I put it at Giants +2 or Seattle -2, whichever way you want to look at it. But I still
close my eyes and see Atlanta Falcons beating Seattle in Seattle.
Well, we have to see. Yeah, I know, but we have to see this, like what happens with DK Metcalf because he got injured last week, and Kenneth Walker looks really, really good running the ball for Seattle, so that's impressive. And
yes. To be honest, this game was going to be easy.
And the Giants, defense, although it's bend don't break. I think the Seattle team can run on it, and Seattle has proven. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop and them lay an egg, lay like 6 points in a game because I didn't think this offense would be that good with Geno. But every game they just keep coming out and they keep scoring a ton of points.
That's true. All right, let's move on to your picks here.
Anyway, Frank. Yes, let's move on to my picks. Just one last thing on that Seattle game. If I had to pick a side.
Oh, okay. That's right. I didn't get a pick.
You always just cut me off.
I did like cutting you off.
I know. It's kind of your thing. But
sorry about that, buddy.
It's okay. If I had to pick a side, you asked for my opinion.
I asked
then
for
you
your
didn't
side.
want my
I
opinion.
did.
If I had to pick a side in this game, I would take the Giants +3. If I had to. Only because I think that the spread might be inflated just a little bit because Seattle
beat the Chargers last week and looked very good on TV.
Yeah, and so I might. That's if I had to. Gun to my head if I had to, but I'm not playing that game.
All right, let's go with what you got here, buddy.
Okay, so there's a lot on my board, Frank.
I see that.
But I don't love really anything. The only thing that is really a lock for me right now is the Titans at the Texans laying 2.5. Because
why is that line so low?
I know.
Explain this to me.
I have no idea. Because the Titans are not a bad team.
You're kidding me? They're kicking butt right now. They're 4-2. They are. Do I have them up here? And 4-2 against the spread.
Yeah, I I like the Titans here a lot. I think that this Houston defense is terrible, and although Dameon Pierce for the Texans looks great, the rookie running back, I just, all they're doing is running the ball, and I think that's going to play right into Mike Vrabel's defense, and he's going to stuff the run, and they're going to do a pretty good job. I mean, they played Indianapolis last week and looked pretty impressive. Derrick Henry seems like he's kind of back to his normal self. Okay. Tannehill's still the game manager that he is. I just think if I'm going to get less than a field goal, I'll take it all day. But it does seem a little bit fishy. I'm not going to lie to you. Because last week...
First of all, it's interconference, number one. 2, it's at Houston.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's low. But to be below a field goal seems a little odd to me. But I'll take it every day of the week. It's probably a public side. But, sometimes you just got to go with your gut. We talk about it all the time.
We talk about it all the time. The gut means a lot.
Yeah.
Who else are you liking here? I see you.
So that's my only thing that right now I'm betting for sure. That's the only thing. There's a couple other games that I like, and it makes me want to puke saying this, Frank.
I know where it's going.
But Green Bay again.
Oh, how can you even think about this team?
I mean, they've burned me so many times this year. And it's not, and I told you at the beginning of the year, I don't even like Green Bay this year. But they just, the numbers have been there for me. And here against Buffalo.
Against Buffalo, too.
It's 10.5 right now at FanDuel, which is what we bet on. But Caesars and MGM had it at 11.
I couldn't lay that many points against Green Bay, personally.
Yeah, that's...
I wouldn't touch this game. But it seems like a trap bet somewhere. You think everybody's thinking, Green Bay's terrible like me. I'm jumping all on Buffalo's the best team. But look at Buffalo's 2-5 against the spread. They ain't covered nobody yet.
I don't think I've ever remember a point spread this big with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback for Green Bay.
Probably not.
It just seems like the right side is Green Bay. And I know everyone and their mother is going to be hammering Buffalo. But I think this...
I'll be honest with you. As much as I'm sitting here looking at you going, are you out of your mind? 10.5 or 11, over a key number, 10, this might be a good bet.
Yeah, I mean...
It could be a good bet.
Like I said, on Caesars and BetMGM, they had it at 11, and it looked like it was juiced slightly at a couple other books. So I'm going to sit and wait on this game and see what happens. And
sounds good.
I might not bet it still at the end of the day. I'm going to have to... I'll probably have to watch the game blindfolded, so basically not watch it at all because I can't watch another Green Bay game. But anyway, so that's a little gross one, and Green Bay's burned me too many times this year, but the number's just too high.
So you're looking at so far Green Bay and Tennessee?
Yeah, well, Tennessee's a lock for me. Green Bay's a lean. The rest of these are just going to be leans, and I hate giving everyone a bunch of leans, but I mean... I kind of have to wait. We do the podcast so early. Injuries affect things.
Yes, we do our podcast on Tuesdays. And like I told people earlier in the year, sometimes you don't get your injury report till Wednesday, sometimes Saturday. All of a sudden, someone's out of the blue hurt.
Yeah.
And we've always said this in the beginning of the year, and we're going to repeat it over and over. Do not be afraid to hedge your bet.
Come the other way for sure.
Yeah, I mean, lose the juice.
Better than that than, a couple $100 or whatever it may be.
Right. If you got, 1,000, 1,100, take the $100 loss, go the other way.
Yeah.
And hopefully you catch it before the spread just moves too fast.
Yeah.
But even when the spread moves too fast, spread's really not going to make too much difference in these games when you have to go the other way. If somebody's really a key member of the player of the team that's hurt too.
Right.
I got burned last week with San Francisco, finding out the next day that half their defense was missing on the front line against the Atlanta game.
Yeah, that's called not doing your due diligence, Mr. Do your homework.
I wanted to cry.
But
I did hedge. I hedged 50% of my bet. When I saw that line go from 6.5 all the way down to 3.5, I'm like, okay, I don't care who died on this team. I'm hedging this bet.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Somebody definitely knows. So I was very lucky, actually.
All
right.
Speaking of that San Francisco game, this is not on my board either, but what do you think of San Francisco Rams? It was like the Giants in Seattle for me. It was kind of a difficult game for me.
I can tell you what I like right now. San Francisco beat the Rams already. I totally believe in interconference. When one team beats the team at home, and then they go to the other team's home. I don't like the game because I don't really like the spread. I mean, I have it at pick. You have it at -2, and the line's -1.5. So there's not much workability with our lines on this game.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your quick opinion on it.
But I would take the Rams, yes.
I would take the 49ers if I had to choose one.
Well, do you think this new running back from Carolina will...
I think he's going to make a big difference once he learns the playbook.
Do you think he'd be ready for the Rams game?
I mean, he played last week, so I think he'll play. I don't know how involved he'll be in the offense. Maybe something small like he was last week. I don't know how long it's going to take him to acclimate it. He should be... I mean, they gave up a lot for him, so he should be a big piece in the offense sometime here soon. But only time will tell. Anyway, okay, back to my leans, if you will.
Okay.
Chicago at Dallas, laying a big number, 9.5 is what Dallas is laying. Listen, I'm not as high. What are you shaking your head for?
I'm shaking my head.
Why?
Dallas is at home again. I think Dak he's got a game underneath his belt. But, man, watching him lay 7 against Detroit. Yeah, I mean, I know they didn't struggle second half. I mean, I'm probably whining more than I should be on that Detroit game. And I did win a big bet on that. But 9.5, 10 points to the Bears. And the Bears, I mean, they're not playing bad.
I don't think they're playing good.
They're not playing good either. Their offensive line's terrible.
Yeah, and their defense is terrible.
And Fields is running for his life.
New England's offense is also terrible. I think we're getting a huge discount on this price because we just watched the Bears beat the Patriots by 19.
Very true.
Do you think that the Bears are better than the Lions?
No.
Or do you think they're close?
No.
And you wanted to hammer...
And I wanted to hammer Dallas. I did hammer Dallas. I hammered Dallas on teasers. I hammered Dallas on anything I can find last week.
I know. So it's the same game.
I even teased him with basketball.
It's the same game. You're laying an extra 2.5 points.
You're probably right. It's probably a good bet.
I'm just confused why you don't like it. Because I didn't really like your Detroit one last week. And honestly, the teams looked pretty even.
And I read on one of the sites that we use for handicapping covers, the guy said it right in the preview. Goff knows how to release the ball with 3 seconds, and he throws these little side passes. And it was going to be hard for Dallas to come back or to sack this quarterback because he's just going to throw this ball off real quick. And they did that for almost the whole first half.
Yeah, and Fields isn't as good.
And I got worried about it.
Fields isn't as good of a quarterback as Goff is.
I agree.
I already told you at the beginning of the year I think Chicago might be the worst team in the NFL. So I like this line. I like it a decent amount.
All right, maybe
Dallas,
I'll bet it with you.
Like you said, Chicago's offensive line is terrible.
They are.
Parsons is just going to destroy them.
Yeah.
And Detroit's supposed to have one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. Anyway, leaning Dallas. And then I got 2 more leans, and I'm not going to go super in depth on these ones. It's just... I'm going to keep it a little bit simple, okay? New England at the Jets. New England is favored. How is New England favored after getting smoked by the Bears, and the Jets are what, 5-2? Or no, sorry, they're 6-1, aren't they?
Well, look what my line is.
I know you have New England +3. You have it the opposite way.
Yes.
And I have.
So why am I not betting the Jets?
I don't know. I have New England -2.5.
I'll tell you why I'm not betting the Jets. I'll give you my simple reason right now.
Okay.
Jets are playing Buffalo next week.
I will tell you that
I think they look to them next week.
I wouldn't be surprised. And I like New England here because, like I said with the Bears game, I think we're getting a discount on this price because they just got smoked by the Bears. And I get it. They didn't look that great against the Bears, but there was a lot of plays there, a lot of close picks, a lot of things like that. The Jets just lost Breece Hall. He tore his ACL. Hope he's okay. But, I mean, there's just a lot that I don't like about the Jets. I'm not convinced on this Jets team. I told you from the very beginning, they had a nice, fortunate set schedule to be where they're at right now. I mean, last week, once again, they're playing a backup quarterback. They don't have to play Russell Wilson. Not that I don't know if Russell Wilson would make that big of a difference, but because he hasn't been playing well. But here's the thing. I think the Broncos should have won last week. And I think that this New England defense is similar to that Broncos defense. They're going to hold them down. And I like Bailey Zappi if he starts again. I hope he does over Mac Jones. And I'll take this -1.5 because I think they win. I think they win outright.
All right.
And then my last pick, I know there's a lot. Sorry, guys. But my last pick is going to be Baltimore at Tampa. And this is another one. Well, the reason I'm only leaning it is because the line just smells so much to me. Why is Baltimore only laying 1.5 at Tampa, and Tampa has lost to the Steelers, to the Panthers, who just sold their whole team away, and before that, was it the Jets? No, who did they? I can't remember who they lost to 3 weeks ago. But the point is that they have 3 losses in a row. They're at home. I don't think that's going to help anything. They have injury issues. They just lost one of their really good safeties, Antoine Winfield Jr., and both of their cornerbacks are out still. I mean, I get that Baltimore is in a pass-heavy team, and Tampa's relatively good at stopping the run. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why this line's so low.
Well, our lines, I have it -3. You have it -3. And -1.5. This is a value bet.
I know, but I got to stay off of it until I do a little bit more deep diving, little more,
Okay. I'm going to, before we go into Dakota and our teaser and wrap this up, I want to go over what I was talking about earlier. In the beginning of the year, I like to do my power ratings. I like to bet on defensive teams. I do it every year. And I kind of do pretty good with it, actually. I mean, look at like my Dallas giving
not this
7.
year.
No, not this year at all. Matter of fact, I will tell you my top 5 in the beginning of the year: Buffalo, Tampa, Green Bay, Frisco, Rams. These are Tampa's got, I think.
Buffalo's the only one in there that should be in the top 5.
And they are. And Tampa, they were like the second best defense next to Buffalo. They had Green Bay really rated up there in the power ratings. 3 or 4 power ratings had Green Bay up there. They just went south. San Francisco was ranked number 1, I think, 4th, 5th, and 6th week. And then what happened to San Francisco? And the Rams. But we all know that, we hear it from everybody, Super Bowl teams come back and don't play as well the next year, which my theory with that is, always has been for many years, is when you win a Super Bowl, you play very hard, you play at 100%.
It's a long year.
Long year. And the next year, you don't play as hard. You got a Super Bowl underneath your belt, so you're not going to come out very hard.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna get back to where I was going with this. So if we look against the spread and how I can see how I did struggle in the beginning of the year, Buffalo is actually 2-5 against the spread. Tampa's 2-5. That means anytime you bet on Tampa with the spread, you won twice. Buffalo, you won twice. Last year, when Buffalo lost to Pittsburgh in the first week, the next 3 or 4 weeks, they came out and covered the spread.
Do you have Green Bay? You have Green Bay on there? Have they covered a game yet this year?
They're 2-5. Green
Bay is?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not even sure who the 2 teams.
I must have been on all 5 losses.
And now Frisco. How many times I had Frisco the first week? I had Frisco against Atlanta. Who else did I have Frisco against? And
you've been on the wrong side of that a lot.
Yeah, they've been burning me because I believe they were the number 1 defense, number 2 defense. They're 3-4. Which is still not bad. I mean, if you can find 3 games out
better
of 7.
Better than 2-5.
Yes, for sure. Jeez. And the Rams are 3-3, so they're really not doing all too bad. Now here's the top 5. Let's go top 10. I mean, there's some teams in here that.
What is this according to? You?
Oh, no.
USA Today.
This is, I think, PFF, and there's also Sports. I forgot the name of them.
Sportsline?
Sportsline? I think it's Sportslines. And they're both the same, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of them are very close. If there's maybe 1 or 2 games on and off.
Okay. Run through them.
But Buffalo, 2-5. Of course, Buffalo should be ranked number 1. They're still very good. I mean, what are they? What's their record so far? 5-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5-1. Philadelphia, of course. Everybody loves this team. But look what they're doing. 4-2. That means you bet them every week.
You're doing well.
You're ahead of the game. I don't have the numbers on Kansas or Cincinnati, but they're ranked 3rd and 4th. Dallas is number 5. I didn't even have them nowhere near the top 5 or even top 6. They're 5-1 against the spread, and luckily I've won 3 times already with the Dallas. But anyways, I love Dallas.
I'm surprised that Cincinnati's that high up there still.
They are.
Is this preseason or is this right now?
No, this is regular season from week 1 on.
And this is what they have them ranked.
Yeah, this is what they have them ranked.
Wow, I'm surprised.
And what do you hear this? What do you hear? What number 6 is? Take a guess.
Jets.
They should be.
I don't think
Giants.
they should be, but
it's the other New York team. You know the Giants are 6-1 against the spread.
I know. I told you in the beginning of the year I thought they might be a sleeper team, but I had no expectation of them being this good.
You know, last year their quarterback was just. I mean, they were for the last 2 years. They're going, okay, we got to draft another quarterback. This guy's terrible. This guy's terrible.
But
that coach stuck with them.
I think he's good. But
yeah, well, obviously.
What do I know?
He's very good. And then we got the Vikings. You're one of your teams, but they're only 2-4 against the spread, and I'm betting on them this week. Oh, why am I doing this?
Law of averages.
Again, I think I got a sweet spot. Number 8, Baltimore. You know, they're still. I don't know. Maybe people still think their defense is something. I don't.
I mean, they have injury issues.
Tennessee, you gotta love Tennessee. I think we talked about Tennessee earlier. They're looking good. They're coming on.
Yeah,
and
we'll see what
Jets
happens with that.
is the last one. And they're 5-2 against the spread. So,
the
but
Jets
anyways,
and the
I
Giants
just wanted to
shouldn't be in
make
there.
that point of how in the beginning of the year, you look what's on paper, and then by the 7th, 8th week, you don't have to look what's on paper. You just see the facts and what's coming.
Yeah, I think Green Bay is going to turn around here soon. I just can't.
Well,
imagine
somebody better start drafting some offensive linemen or putting some players in front of him, because right now he's running for his life.
I don't think that's. I mean, that's probably part of the problem, but anyway,
right.
let's
move on. Let's get this. Let's start getting
We
ready to
actually
wrap this
didn't
up,
put
buddy.
a Dakota Dog of the Week or a teaser of the week this week, but let's just pick one off the board real quick.
Okay.
I'll roll my teaser.
Dakota's the dog of the week, right?
Yeah. What do you want to do for the teaser?
Oh, you want to do the teaser first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. I'm going to tease. Who do I want to tease?
Wow.
All right.
Is your dementia acting up again?
I'm going with the Washington.
I'm going with Dallas. I just can't not play Dallas.
Colts have a new quarterback coming in this week.
Yeah, I know. They benched Matt Ryan, which is nuts.
he got
Stay
hurt.
away from that game. 100% stay away. Just
no,
watch.
well, let me get off that game. With that, I don't know what's going on with this quarterback. Let's do. I'm going to go with you on. I'm going to go with one of your top bets. I'm going to go with Tennessee on the teaser.
Okay. I hate that you tease through 0 like that, but whatever.
Yeah, well, doesn't matter.
Whatever.
I'm getting points.
Yeah, we get it. You don't know how to use a teaser. That's why you don't tease, though, usually.
I'm not very much good.
Okay, so we got Dallas and you said Tennessee. It's so crazy to me. You keep teasing through 0. Anyway, Dallas and Tennessee. I don't think that you'll need the points, but Dallas and Tennessee on the teaser. And then for the Dakota Dog of the Week, I know I said stay away, but I'm going to take Washington. And I know I hate Washington, but I'm going to take them anyway.
Well, can I use my same bet? I like New Orleans plus 1.5.
Yeah, you can use New Orleans.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans. I'm telling you, they're gonna beat this guy.
Yeah, I don't believe in...
I think that running back for New Orleans is gonna have a good game.
I just don't believe in this new
Hill,
Colts quarterback. I just don't believe in him.
Well, I'm not betting that game.
I know. I am, though.
Oh.
For my Dakota Dog of the Week. I just don't believe in him, so I just don't think that it's going to be that great. I don't think he's going to be that
who's your
impressive.
bet?
I'm taking the Commanders.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
I told you that like 3 times.
I was here, wasn't I?
I don't know if you were or not.
All right, we're just having some
Anyway.
fun. All right, my friend.
Okay, well, it was fun, Frank.
This was great.
Week 8. New setup.
We are on video. I love this, and we want to
Still
thank
getting
John,
used to it.
who's helping us do this. He's our new guy here.
Yeah.
And
Well, Frank, let's send her off, huh?
let's send her off. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. And let's cash some tickets.
Sounds like a plan.